Yeah, guys, I'm really excited about this, guys. We are finally at the halfway mark of the first season. I am so super psyched for this. We're almost done. We're like at the halfway point, and I'm really excited. And I'm glad you guys stuck by with me through this so far. Now, this is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 31 of my show, but this is about Episode 30 of Season 1. And like I said, this is the halfway mark of the season. But now, before I start talking about the episode, I just want to mention you guys, thank you all so very much for helping me with the channel and supporting me through this far and stuff like that. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And also, I am really excited, like I said, and after I do these episodes 30 to 39, after I'm done talking about episodes 30 to 39 of the first season of the Digimon series, I don't know what number of episodes of my show those will be. But after I do those, I'm gonna do a set of episode with character bios on the Dark Master characters. I just thought I'd get that out of the way for you guys and stuff. So I might make a long video for that, like maybe over 20 minutes, since it's not actually an episode of the series. It's just an episode with me showing character bios and stuff like that. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Now getting into the actual storyline of the episode. This is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 31 of my show, but it's about Episode 30, and this episode is kind of a more comedic kind of episode and stuff like that. What I mean by comedic is there's a lot of funny things that happen in the episode and stuff like that. And the episode in the English, episode 30 in the English dub is called, Almost Home Free. Now that's kind of a really good title for it and stuff like that. And, what happens is, the Digidestin, they try to get to their homes, and then first they take a train, and then what happens is while they're on the train, well, they're planning how to get to Odaiba through a train map. Izzy said that the best way to do it is to take the Marunouchi line and go to Shimbashi and then transfer off to another train line to get there. And then what happens is while they're on the train, they're waiting for their stop, and then all these people are on the train and stuff like that. And then what happens after that is while they're on the train, a lot of other people are also on the train and stuff. And then what happens is this baby character, this woman with her baby shows up, and she tries to sit where Sora is, so she moves out of the way and stuff. And then what happens is, then the kid notices the Yogamon, and he thinks it's some kind of toy, and then he starts pulling on the red stem that Yogamon has on the head, and he starts pulling and stuff, and then Yokomon like freaks out, and then what happens is she's like, "Hey, will you stop doing me?" And then the baby lets go, and Sora is saying that then Sora is saying that she guesses that a toy didn't like being pulled and stuff like that, and then then another boy on the train says that she made the dog talk and stuff like that. And then what happens is, after that, she pretends to talk to it, and then she's telling Yokomon to play along with her and stuff, and then she makes it sound like she was the one doing the talking. And then what happens is, after that, and the kid that was looking at the toy that was talking said that he's telling his dad that he wants one of those, and that he wants one of them, and if he doesn't get them, he'll scream at the top of his lungs and stuff like that. And then what happens is after that, they the people are all asking Sora where she got the toy and stuff like that. And then what happens is after that, she's a little confused by how to say it. And then the voice speaker says that one of the stops is Narima and stuff like that. And then she said that she got it at the Narima department store, which is kind of like a clever kind of lie and stuff. And then what happens after that is Ty said that that's pretty nuts how that kid went. That's pretty weird how that kid went nuts over Yokomon and stuff like that. And then Joe's saying that if they can't find each child, they can always go into like the. And then Sora kind of finishes the sentence where she says toy business and stuff like that. Oh my god! Oh my god, that's hilarious! It's hilarious! Oh my god! And then what happens is they're all asleep, and then while TK's sleeping, he's asking what their stop is, and then Izzy's telling him it's Nagano, and TK's saying, okay, Nagano. And then what happens after that is while they're sleeping, the train finally gets to their stop, and then Patamon wakes up and he's trying to wake everybody up, but he remembers that they told the Digimon not to make a sound and stuff like that, and then then the train president says that they're at the Shinjuku, which is the last stop, and it's the end of the line. And then when the others wake up, they realize that they passed their stop, and then Patamon said that they missed it, and TK's telling Patamon he was awake. Why didn't he tell them? And then Patamon said that how could he, because they told him not to make a sound. And then what happens is Mimi's wondering how to. Do they go back to their stop and stuff? And then Izzy says that they can't, it's out of the way, but he thinks they can transfer to the next train and be okay and stuff like that. And then what happens is while they're walking, and they're walking and stuff in the small portion of the station, and then later on the rest of them are like. And while they're walking, Joe realizes that the others have disappeared and stuff. And then later on, Joe and Izzy find them eating in the mall with their food and stuff. And then what happens after that is Ty's wondering if they can order something and stuff like that. And then Ty's asking Joe and Izzy if they want to order something, and Joe is saying, how can they when they're the ones that have all the money and stuff? And then what happens after that is Sora says that therefore they were so hungry that they ordered the super duper combos and stuff like that. Oh my god! And then Joe freaks out at them and he's like, you spent all the money, and he's like, that was all the money we had in the world! And then he comes down a bit and he starts walking out the door like he's grumbling and complaining. And then what happens is after that, and when they're out of the money and stuff, they have to find some way they're wondering how they can get to the Odada area now, and TK said that they have to start walking because they won't let them back on the train without any money and stuff like that. And then Matt's wondering if they can't walk that says that they can't walk that distance, and then Ty is saying that he knows a way that won't cost them like a penny and stuff like that. And then he makes this little thing where he's shaking his arms and he's like, oh please, I can't get that right away. And then what happens is after that, Joe's wondering that that's Ty's big idea, and then he's saying that if the police do lock him up, they'll lock him up for disturbing the peace and stuff like that. And then they couldn't a ride and stuff like that. And then what happens is Ty tries to get Matt to do it, and then Matt like got to do a stare on his face, and he backs out it. And then what happens is after that, Ty's like, "Don't do anything to that," and then Matt freaks out and Ty is like, "What is my cat? That's not gonna agree." Oh my god! And then what happens after that is later on this guy in a like a blue kind of van thing starts showing up, and then then Sora and me catch him, and they wanted to give him a drive. Now I should just explain who the guy in the vehicle is. He's not one of, he is one of the characters in the series, but he's not one of the main cast like Mr. Fujiyama. Like both of those two, this one in this episode and the one in the last episode are a part of the cast, but they're not a part of the main cast characters. Also, like I said, his name is Dwayne basically, and apparently he's Sora's cousin. And then what happens is when they get in his vehicle, he's telling them that he they're only there because Sora's his cousin and is her cousin. That Sora's his cousin and stuff like that, and they're like her luggage and stuff like that. And then he says that luggage doesn't make a sound, otherwise that it's bound to get thrown out of the car. And then later on, he's playing this music really loud and stuff like that. And then what happens is Mimi's telling him to turn the sound down, and he's saying that the radio's too loud, and she says maybe just a little. And then this news report comes on and stuff like that. The news report references what happens in the previous episode of my show, like I said, with the Mammothmon and Garudamon battle and stuff. I just thought I'd get it out of the way. And then the newsman is saying that detailed reports of it vary, but some people say that a giant firebird and some of them were seen fighting and stuff like that. And he said that a similar incident took place in the Heidenview Terrace area like 4 years ago, and it's not clear whether the two are related. And then Koromon starts making this little shaking stuff, and then Ty's wondering why he's doing it. And then what happens is what happens after that is Ty is telling Dwayne to stop the car and stuff, and then what happens is, and then it shows this little pink turd on the seat, and then what happens after that is, Ty's telling Koromon that he couldn't wait, and stuff like that, and then what happens after that is, Dwayne, like, freaks out, he's like, "Okay, which one are you doing? Okay, which one are you doing? Huh? Which one are you doing? Man, you're meant to hide the covers!" And then Sora tries to cover for her friends, and then Dwayne's not buying it, and he walks over to Joe and he says, "You, Mr. Peepers, if you wanted it!" And then it's just kind of, and this is why he's also one of my least favorite characters among the non-main cast, because he turns out to be a bit of a jerk also. And what happens is, while he's fiddling with Joe, pulling on him and stuff, Izzy shows up to try to break them up, and then what happens is, he uses his hand and knocks Izzy off the bridge, and in the next scene, Monimon notices that he's falling off the bridge and stuff, and then what happens after that is, it goes to the scene where they're digivolving to the rookie level, and Monimon digivolves to Tentomon, and he grabs Izzy by the leg and stuff, and then what happens after that is, and then Tentomon's saying that, "You had to have that extra helping of chili fries, didn't you?" Now, and then this weird Digimon that looks like a white squid thing kind of shows up, and then what happens is, and then Tentomon's like, "Gesomon!" Now, if you're wondering who Gesomon is, he's actually, like I said, he's a white squid-like Digimon, and his special attack in this first season is what's called Coral Crusher, which is basically, he swings one of his tentacles at his opponents and stuff, which is kind of effective, really. And then when Gesomon's character battle shows up, Tentomon is saying, "Take everything that's ever girls that's ever swam in the ocean, put it all together in that gym and stuff, and then what happens is Dwayne runs off and he tells them that they're on their own, and then before he goes to this scene where they're digivolving again, Goemon is saying that good riddance, he was a lousy driver anyway, and then it goes to the scene, like I said, it goes to the scene where they're digivolving to the champion level, and Goemon digivolves to a Kakumon, and then what happens is, some of the people notice in the area around it, notice the battle, and then what happens after that is, when they come out running, he says that it looks like they're filming a movie or something, but there are no cameras, maybe they're rehearsing, and then one of the other people is saying that his money's on the big hairy one, which was the Ikakumon and stuff, and then later on after the battle, they both disappear and stuff, and then this copy version of Kari's crest shows up as well, and then what happens is Dwayne's wondering where Sora and the others went, and stuff like that, and then it shows the kids being pulled by Kakumon on a raft and stuff, and Ty's saying that at least they got away from Lane, Dwayne, and are out of the subway, stuff like that, and then they feel they're riding on the ocean, and then what happens after that is Joe is telling Kakumon that was a nice way he nailed him and stuff like that, and Mimi's saying, do they have something to eat? And Todd's like, oh, Mimi, not that again, and then she's saying that she's just talking. Now, before I end this video, I should just mention, during this section of the series, Ikakumon and Togemon will digivolve to their ultimate levels, which I'll explain later. So, if you guys like this video on YouTube, just please give it the real best you guys can, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep it digital, guys!